Hey now, Jem. Welcome to Smashing Connections. And today we're going to Spain. Hi, Alberto. Could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Alberto Garcia. I'm from Spain. I work here at JLR, at Jaguar Robert now as a product owner in the systems engineering space, looking at requirements management for
So you come from Spain. Can you say hello in Spanish?
Hola, buenos días.
Buenos dias. So how do you say goodbye in Spanish?
Adios.
Okay. Can you tell me some fun facts about Spain?
One of the good things of Spain, obviously, is the good weather, good food. People are very social and very sympathetic. Something fun, I guess, is that we like to take like a nap in the middle of the day called siesta. A lot of people in the companies would work from maybe 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then you have like a break of 2 hours where people go to sleep and take a nap or whatever, and then they come back to work, and that's why they we also have dinner very late as a result of that.
So do you still have late dinners?
Yeah, I'm trying to improve here a bit. The best that I can make is like 9 o'clock. Like before that is almost impossible. Only when we have team dinners. Obviously, when I'm with the rest of the team, then I have to adapt, but it's difficult.
What's your favorite dish?
I like paella, which is like a Spanish rice. I don't know if you've seen like the yellow rice with meat, peppers. It's quite good. I love that. I like rice. What is yours?
I like yam. Have you heard of yam?
No.
Okay, so yam is like a big potato. It's basically Nigerian.
Nice.
So you can have it with eggs. You can make it into like a pottage. And I love beans as well. So you can mix it with beans as well. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I
Yeah.
need to try it. You need to...
Maybe one of these days you should come for our bring and share.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could actually have one.
Yeah. I'll bring some paella from Spain.
Which places would you recommend in Spain?
I think the most famous from everyone is Barcelona. Like
Okay.
everyone likes it as a tourist, or Mallorca as an island. But I would recommend going to so there is a region in the south called Andalusia.
Okay.
And you have it's a mix of cultures, like Arabic cultures with Spanish culture. It's really beautiful, like places like Seville within that region, Cordoba. You can see the mix of cultures in the buildings, people. So it's really nice to visit. I'm from the north, which is not very touristic. It's similar to Cornwall, I would say. The landscape is very green. It rains and the weather is not as great as in the rest of Spain, but it's still, if you like hiking or surfing, it's really nice place.
So what do you do when you're not at work?
On Sundays I like to go like hiking or just walking around towns with friends. When I'm not at work, like during the week, I like to play football, be active. I like also to play the guitar.
That's interesting.
Not very good, but I like it. I like a lot. And then like normal, like I don't know, going to the gym, running, and stay with friends as well. Yeah.
Okay. So Sundays are the only free days you have?
No, like also Fridays and Saturday. Normally Friday I go for dinner with friends. Or London as well, quite often. Yeah, Sundays is normally when I have like time to chill and visit places.
So do you have many friends?
Yeah, I have many in Spain. Also, here I have a lot of Spanish friends as well, English friends. I was playing football in the past, and that's why I get to know many people from England as well, by playing football, playing in teams. And now I still catch up with them, go for coffee or dinner sometimes in Leamington.
I think that's later.
In the past, I was, dancing salsa, like doing like salsa lessons, and I haven't done that for a while. But I'm planning to start at some point as well with that, start again and catch up. And then other than that, is more like sport related, like going for a run or playing football or maybe visiting friends. It's more those kind of things.
As the PO, will to be.
Yeah.
What would you recommend to the team? Best practices for an agile team?
So I think it's important to have a clear objective, and that's when I can help the team to give them clear objective and clear sprint goals for the sprints, and then a mix between being able to innovate, to have the flexibility to explore solutions. So I think it's important that we don't give them a prescribed task. We give them a business problem that they can use their skills and their innovative thinking solve the way they want, with also the delivery in mind. So we have customers, we have to deliver against their needs, and we have to be very mindful of the timelines that we have when developing our products.
Okay, that's great. Well, back to you as a person. So if I was to want to visit Spain, are there places you tell me to avoid or things you'd advise me to avoid?
I would say not really. Like I would recommend to just go on the streets, have a walk, explore the vibes. Obviously do the touristic stuff of going to museums, sightseeing, but also like mixing with the locals. I think everyone is quite friendly. Obviously, if you go to the outskirts of a big city at night, then you might have some, hopefully not, but there's always the risks. But similar with here, maybe in big cities, if you go to places that are very dark at night, so try to avoid those bits at night, but then walk around, talk to people, mix with them, and I think you'll enjoy the Spanish culture.
I would say you've been in the UK for some time now.
Yeah.
When did you move to the UK?
In 2018.
And what do you like about the UK?
I like that it's a very, very multicultural place. So it's, when I was in Spain as a child, I was in a small town, so I grew up with people similar to me. So they were all Spanish. We all come from a small town. We had similar ways of thinking. When I came to the UK, it broadened my perspective. I was able to meet people from different cultures, see how they think differently, do different things. I learned a lot of things from multiple cultures. Some of them I've incorporated into my daily routine. And I think that's the main thing that I liked from the UK. Obviously, also the job opportunities that you can find here, the flexibility that they give you at work, the opportunities to grow. I think also that are very, very cool. The only thing that I don't like as much as in Spain is the food and the weather. But in the summer it's not as bad.
What would you say to anyone planning to move to the UK from Spain?
I would say that they just give it a try, and that they come here with the mindset of absorbing and learning. Obviously, it doesn't make sense for you to come and compare between the two countries when you come, because then obviously when you compare, you try to think of the stuff that you don't have, and you give it importance, like the food, the weather. So we recommend them just to come, try and mix with culture, because that's what it makes you grow as a person as well. If you always try to be the same as you've been, then it's impossible for you to improve.
That's true. So what have you learned personally since coming to the...
One of the things that I've learned since I come to the UK is, it might sound stupid, but it's also to enjoy being alone, and that made me self-reflect about myself, not panic because I'm alone. I was very used to be with my family. If I was in my small hometown and I felt lonely, I just go out and I met everyone, I knew everyone. I came here and suddenly I own a lot of spaces within the day. I was not meeting anyone, but that made me also, I think, stronger in the inside. I learned from it. Now I value more when I'm with people. I open myself more as well.
So have you got favorite hangouts? I mean, places where you visiting or hanging out?
In the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the UK, I love Cornwall. I think that's my favorite place in the UK. I try to go like once or twice a year. Go there and hiking from on the nature. And if the weather is not too bad, we we go to the beach, do surfing as well. I like London as well, so my girlfriend lives there. So I go there. I'm visiting often. It's a mix of feelings. I don't like big cities, but I think in London it's quite nice because you have many choices again from different cultures. So if I feel like I miss something from, I don't know, my Spanish culture, I can quickly go there and find it there, as well as other different stuff.
That's very nice. Is there like a Spanish community?
Spanish and Latin American community in Leamington. So there's a lot of people from Latin America and Spain that came, especially to this area, to Leamington, because you have a lot of industry here, like JLR, but also Aston Martin and all of the suppliers. So yeah, we have a big WhatsApp group, and we organize every 4-6 months a party where a lot of people come from even the towns near Leamington, and we do like a big dinner, like a bar, and then we dance there and we party there. It's quite nice, and yeah.
So what do you need to do to join the community?
I think it's more from person to person. When I was playing football, I met one Spanish guy, and he told me, well, we have this Spanish community, and they add me to the WhatsApp, so anyone that can be part of it, I can always add them to the WhatsApp group.
I'm sure some people might be interested.
Yeah.
So I'll get the link from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going into gory stuff. So have you got a bucket list of things you'd like to do before you die?
Well, that's a big question. Visiting Africa,
Oh, wow.
that's my next, like my dream, and Asia as well. Primarily it's exploring new places.
Suggests another PO, maybe someone who's new. How would you suggest that they keep the team motivated?
I think it's important to understand skill set of the team and give them flexibility to do it their own way. So I'm always quite open to just give the team a business problem that we have and a bit of a voice of the customer, so getting them in touch with our in our case with our users. I think for me is to make them aware that they are solving a business problem, something that is going to have a huge impact, so that motivates itself, but also giving them full flexibility to explore new solutions, even if it's very crazy, but giving them that flexibility when they develop.
How did you get into what you're doing today?
So I came to JLR as a graduate. As part of a graduate program, I was working in vehicle program management. So what we do there is basically we have a vehicle. In my case was the Jaguar E-Pace. And we support the development of that vehicle from the strategy phase through the engineering and to launch to manufacturing. So I started as a graduate. I was also doing some placements across the company. So I went to purchasing, ADAS as well, and manufacturing, launch. And then when I finished that, I went on engineering change management, basically managing changes on vehicles and approving them on time. When the EDP program started, I was offered if I wanted to do change management in a more larger scale, which is this huge transformation program that we are doing. I think it was good for my development. So I joined as a business analyst, and my role was going out the business, gather use cases, put them onto the development team so that they can develop the solutions. I was doing that for systems engineering, but from them I became, within the engineering delivery department, I became the chapter lead for analysts. I was like coaching a group of BAs, not just in our space, but in the bill of materials, CAD, CAEs, on multiple spaces, on best practices as to how to analyze needs from the business. Now, more or less, and from now on, I've been offered the possibility to become the product owner for a development team. So it's more focused on refining capability, refining the backlog, and engaging and making sure that we develop capability that satisfies the needs of the customers.
How would you explain use cases to a child?
So how I always say it is in a very simple word, and I like that you mentioned the child word, but basically you have a business problem, which is I don't know how to do this, so I want to change something in a tool, for example, in the way we work. So the use case is the end result of that, but first you go to that customer or to multiple customers. It's like an interview process, if you want. Ask what is it not working for you, what problems do you have, what can we help in this space, and they normally give you what they want straight away. So if I tell you, okay, Todi, what do you, for example, if you want to come to the office, what do you need? And you straight reply to me, well, I need a car. But that's what you want a car. And that's when we do like a bit of a 5 whys analysis, which is asking why. It might be that you tell me I want a car because I want to come to the office. Why do you need a car? Well, because I live in Coventry and I want to come work. And why do you live in Coventry? Maybe because the houses in Gaydon are very expensive, so you cannot walk in from Gaydon into the office. So that's what informs the use case. Yeah. So then the use case would be as a JLR employee, in this case, or Todi, I want to come to Gaydon every day so that I can do my work and meet my colleagues. So that's the use case, is that, but obviously it comes from an analysis of what do you want and what do you need in order to do your job. And then the result is a use case that, I think, back to my previous point, it needs to be agnostic of a solution, tool agnostic, so that we give that to the developers and they are able to innovate. So a use case represents a business need that is tool agnostic.
Okay. You work with developers a lot. What are the anti-patterns that you've noticed? You know what an anti-pattern is, right?
If you can elaborate on that, sorry.
So an anti-pattern is something that someone does that is not best practice, or that doesn't align with what they are expected to do.
In terms of our developers, I think they are quite good also. Is if you give them a very weak problem statement or a very weak use case, they might go too quick on develop something that doesn't necessarily satisfy. In most cases, when you see anti-patterns from developers, it's because, in this case, myself as a PO, we haven't done a very good job in giving them the use cases that they need to be able to put boundaries, to scope their solutions so that they meet the customer needs. So in some cases in the past, we've ended up with solutions that don't necessarily resolve a business problem, and that's been a result of, again, if you try to look for the root cause, it might be because either we didn't define very well the problem at the beginning, or there was some miscommunication between teams.
Okay, so what did you study? What are the things that are required to get into your line of work? So maybe someone who dreams of being a PO, what do they need to have to be like you?
Hopefully better than me. Yes, I studied engineering in Spain because I'm very curious about problem solving, and I think that's the skill that a PO need to have. So I'm facilitating life of customers. Since the start of my career, I was very keen on problem solving, so I became certified in Six Sigma, which is a framework for problem solving that coaches you on how to define very well, and that's probably the business analysis part of it. But then it also gives you a very good toolkit to analyze those problems that you've defined, use data. I think that's something that is very key. We are not using as much maybe in our squads. We analyze mainly based on speaking to customers, but something that we need to implement as we go forward is to make that analysis more based on data, and that's what this technique tells you. And then so it's define, analyze, and improve, which is once you analyze, what can you improve, what are the improvements that you can make. So and I became very fascinated by that methodology. It's called Six Sigma. And then I think it's general problem solving skill. Stakeholder management will help you if you're interested in that and solving business problems.
We have a community of practice for Scrum Masters Do you know of any existing one for product owners?
It's a good question. I don't think so, or I haven't heard of it. But I think it'd be important to, and maybe that's something that we can explore locally first, and then see if we can expand business-wide. But I think it'd be good to have like a small community of product owners, so we can learn from not just in the MBSC domain, but across every domain EDP, so we can share best practices amongst. Obviously, if we can expand that, be business-wide as it is with the Scrum Masters, product owners are doing, and if we can implement that in the squads, then the better. I think that's a great idea.
You read engineering. Are there resources that you used, like maybe books, maybe there's a channel that you know?
I think something that helped me at the beginning of my career, I had the opportunity to have it through my graduate scheme, but I think it's also available to everyone at JLR, is to have a mentor. So my mentor helped me articulate where I wanted to go, find gaps where I could develop. He was coaching me and saying, well, have you, in my case, I was very interested in problem solving. So he was coaching me and guiding me, okay, you could do this to expand your knowledge. And that's when I became more interested about Six Sigma, agile methodologies. Having a mentor is quite important. As having someone experienced that you can talk to, and he can advise and coach you, I think, at the earliest stage of your career. I also became a mentor, so I'm mentoring junior engineers as well in the company, and trying to help others the same way that others helped me. But there is a whole mentoring scheme at JLR. I don't think everyone is aware of it. It hasn't been as much communicated. It's there, and I recommend people to, if they want to grow in their career, to get in touch with a mentor that will massively help them.
Very much, Alberto. Really appreciate.
No, thanks, Todi.
Cheers. Bye.
Thank you.
Smash it now, Gem. Subscribe to Todi Gem. Be smashing. Subscribe to Todi Gold. Join our community on Facebook. Now Gem, all life matters. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. Together, let's change the world, one word at a time. Thanks for watching.